In the heart of Bavaria, nestled on a remote farmstead known as Hinterkaifeck, lies one of Germany's most chilling and perplexing unsolved mysteries. On a cold spring evening in 1922, an entire family of 6 was brutally murdered. And to this day, the killer has never been identified. The victims were Andreas Gruber, his wife Cecilia, their widowed daughter Victoria, and her 2 young children, Cecilia and Joseph. The 6th victim was the family's new maid, Maria Baumgartner, who had arrived at the farm just hours before the tragedy unfolded. What makes this case so haunting are the bizarre events leading up to the murders. Days before, Andreas Gruber told neighbors about finding mysterious footprints in the snow leading from the forest to the farmhouse, but none leading back. He heard footsteps in the attic and found an unfamiliar newspaper on the property. A set of house keys went missing. It seemed someone was living in their home, hidden, watching them. Despite these unnerving signs, the family did not go to the police. The crime itself was discovered several days later when neighbors grew concerned after not seeing the family for a while. The younger Cecilia hadn't shown up for school, and the family missed Sunday church services. When a search party entered the barn, they made a grisly discovery. 4 of the family members had been lured into the barn one by one and killed with a pickaxe. The bodies of the maid and the youngest child, Joseph, were found inside the house, slain in the beds. The investigation was immediately baffling. The motive didn't seem to be robbery, as a large sum of money was found untouched in the house. Stranger still, evidence suggested the killer remained at the farm for several days after the murders. The livestock had been fed, meals had been eaten in the kitchen, and neighbors even saw smoke rising from the chimney. It was as if the perpetrator stayed to tend to the farm before simply vanishing. Over the years, more than 100 suspects were questioned, but no one was ever charged. Theories ranged from a spurned lover of Victoria to a drifter or even a neighbor with a grudge. Some speculated about dark family secrets, pointing to an incestuous relationship between Andreas and his daughter Victoria, suggesting a crime of passion. The father of Victoria's son, Joseph, was also a point of contention. While her deceased husband was the official father, rumors persisted that the child's true father was either her own father, Andreas, or a local man named Lawrence Schlittenbauer. Schlittenbauer, a neighbor who led the initial search party, behaved suspiciously. He disturbed the crime scene, and his initial statements were inconsistent. He had a tumultuous relationship with Victoria and was rumored to be Joseph's father. For a time, he was the primary suspect, but the evidence against him was purely circumstantial. He was eventually cleared, but suspicion followed him for the rest of his life. Other theories explored the possibility of a political assassination or a robbery gone wrong by vagrants, but none of these could explain the peculiar details of the case. Why lure the family into the barn one by one? Why stay at the farm for days after committing such a heinous act? The methodical and patient nature of the crime suggests a killer who was both cunning and terrifyingly comfortable at the scene. Even with modern forensic techniques, the case remains cold. In 2007, a German police academy took on the Hinterkaifeck murders as a cold case project. After extensive analysis, they concluded they had identified a prime suspect. But out of respect for living relatives, they would not publicly name the individual. So the name of the killer remains a secret, locked away at a final report. The Hinterkaifeck farm was demolished a year after the murders, as if to erase the terrible events that took place there. Today, only a small shrine stands as a memorial. The story has become a dark legend in German folklore, a chilling reminder that sometimes the most terrifying monsters are real and they can walk away without a trace. What do you think happened at Hinterkaifeck? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more unsolved mysteries.